Hello, everybody. It's the old bear with the old bear's den of Bigfoot again. I'm glad to see a bunch of you came on, and glad to see y'all can make it here on a Friday night. And I hope you enjoy the interview that we're going to be doing here in a little bit. But first, I want to make an announcement again. Next Friday, we will be in Tennessee with Manimal Research. Now, I know some of you watch their podcasts on Mondays, but I'm letting everybody know on this channel when we come out on Friday nights that we will be with them on October 9th for a night in Tennessee. And then on the 10th, we're going to do a live show and have some interviews with the guys from Animal Research. And hopefully we can upload the video from the 9th on the morning of the 10th and have it come out an hour or so before we do the live broadcast from Tennessee. Now, I'm not going to tell you the cities we're going to be in, guys, but because it may give away where they go squatching and stuff like that, so we're not going to do that. But anyway, I would like all of y'all to sit back and relax. And whenever you do have a question, wait until after I've went through the interview with him, and then we're going to have a time for questions. But when you do your questions, put them all in caps, please. All questions in caps. So we're going to bring on Long Island Bigfoot, and want y'all to meet him. And here he is.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good. How are you, old boy?
Pretty good, bud. Well, we brought you on here tonight to give you a little bit more exposure, and wanted to find out, about you and what got you into Bigfooting and stuff like that. So the first question I got for you is, why did you get into looking for Bigfoot?
Well, I always had a fascination with cryptids. The Loch Ness monster in particular. I used to, when I was a child, I lived in Florida even for a little while, and we had like year-round passes to Disney and SeaWorld and all these things. And they'd always be like, "Where do you want to go?" And I always would say, "Loch Ness. I want to go to Scotland. I want to go to Loch Ness." And I always had like a feeling I could find it and everything. And that was just always something that was in me. But later on in life, I went into the military at age 23. I got out of the Army at 27. I went to Afghanistan. I had severe PTSD and, struggled with addiction a little bit here and there too. So I was in a lot of therapy. So to take care of myself, like on my own time, doing something healthy, I would take walks, which is now what's my main site. We refer to it as Bubba's house because that's where like my main Bigfoot relationship is, which is just something we deemed his name. When I first saw him, I got scared of his size and I kind of called him Bubba, almost like as if you would when you went to prison and you bumped into the big guy, in prison, they call him Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of came out that way, and that's kind of how it stayed. So and I kind of would walk around there and just kind of, I don't want to say pretend, but I didn't really know for sure. I didn't really think for sure that there was anything going on, but I was into Bigfoot, so I would kind of act out the motions and everything. So after about like 5 years, like I started to see different, researches and different videos and different things about like roadside structures and this and that, and like more things that seemed like it was a feasible option that this could happen. And I started to film and I started to talk with people about it, and it just kind of unfolded from there. But I was doing this pretty much for like 5 years without knowing I was doing it, without a camera.
So, was there an instance that got you to start carrying a camera around with you? Could you tell us what happened that got you to start using the camera to video your
Really?
interactions?
Yeah, really. I just started doing it to see what I would get and what. And really, like, I wasn't sharing it at first. Like, I was just doing it and seeing what was there, and I
Hmm.
really started to notice because a lot of people would talk about structures. Structures means Bigfoot. Structures is a language. Structures is this. So I would be like, oh wow. So I started to notice how many structures I had, and I would start to film them, and I would start to just kind of go through the footage, and then slowly I just kind of started sharing it, and a lot of people were like, listen, man, you got something going on here, and from there it just kind of kicked off. So sorry.
Hey, don't about it. Hey, that's you got a family and you got a pet. Hey, that's part of the family, bud.
Yeah, most everybody knows Gunner.
He just wants in on the action. That's all it is.
You know what? He can hear you. So he's like, he's trying to see who's here.
So, could you tell us a little bit about when you said structures?
Yeah.
Tell us what kind of structures are you finding?
Uh, I mean, really, all your basic stuff. Really, today's something I went back to show is because I went back and I saw this giant TP structure today, and I've been really eager to go back and check it out. And it changed a little bit, which was nice to see. So that's something I always take notice to because you have to really pay attention to what the differences are between like storm damage and what they do. So um, I look for everything like from like a tree snap into like a bend and tuck and like that goes into that. And so like pretty much I look for
Hmm.
all those things to make sure that it all adds up, that it's not just something as simple as storm damage.
Okay. Um, was there how many interactions have you had with individual Bigfoot? I mean, have you seen three, four, five, 10, 20?
I can't say for sure if there how many different there are. I know for sure the one Sarah, can you take him? I can't say for sure how many different ones there are, but I know for sure that the one I've interacted with like numerous times. Um, I go to different places and there's a lot. Sometimes I see them, sometimes it's just activity, and it's hard to tell what it is for sure. There are other cryptids out there, so if I don't physically see them and it's not necessarily a specific, you know, action like a Bigfoot, like throwing a rock, if it's something just like moving in the brush or something like that, to where I don't see it, then I don't chalk it up to necessarily a Bigfoot, because it could be anything from a white-tailed deer to a dogman to a Bigfoot. So I don't necessarily know for sure. So I would say, anywhere from a half dozen to a dozen.
Okay. One question for you. I know that you do a lot of your investigations around Long Island. Are you
Yeah.
doing that near the out away from the city?
It's not No, I'm not near the city, but I'm near a lot of buildings, a lot of human activity. I don't always go near it, but I do. But that's one of my main messages, is to show like how close it is to people, and they do come right up to us. And really, one of the main things is like I try to emphasize is that this was here prior to our roads and our buildings. You know what I mean? So it's not like I
Hmm.
always hear. oh wow, right next to roads, they're so close to us, but really we put ourselves so close to them. You know what I mean? Like at one point, this island was all
Yeah.
woods. It was all woodlands, and you know what I mean. Then the roads came, then the buildings came, then the people
Yeah.
came. So I mean, I try and look at it that way. But
Okay.
everything I do is in, like Suffolk
Now,
County. So sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 no. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Oh
I mean,
well,
everybody wants to hear, how close they are.
oh sorry, everything I do is in Suffolk County. So that's like the furthest east county from the city, and then there's Nassau, and then there's like Queens and Brooklyn are like above each other, and then there's the city. So I'm pretty far out from the city itself, but mileage wise, it's not far, but it could take hours with the traffic to get there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've been through New York, uh, on the outer belt and stuff going towards Maine, and it's horrendous for traffic. So it's not easy to move around in a big truck. Uh,
Oh yeah, the big rig drivers hate it.
so yeah, well, yeah, I didn't mind it too much because I hit it about at the right time where there wasn't a lot of traffic, so it wasn't too bad. Um, one question for you. I know you mentioned something about a power line thing that your wife wanted you to talk about. Where's she at?
Yeah.
We're gonna let her
Sarah,
tell about it.
you want to talk power lines? She's feeding the baby. Maybe I'll bring her on after.
Oh, okay.
Um, do you want me to wait for her, or you want me to get into it?
No,
She wants
go ahead with whatever you like to tell people.
she wants me to tell it. So basically,
Oh,
so she's being shy. So basically, like the power lines are something that travel north to east, north to south, and east to west across Long Island, and it goes the whole way. And I'm pretty sure it does something similar to that in most places. And it's already wide open, and on both sides it has wood line, and it's the path of least resistance for the most part. So most animals, including the deer, and travel that path, and they can duck in and out, and it's funny because like I heard it. I heard her say it, and then I heard it a few other places, like all at once. And it's like, everyone can't be thinking this way for no reason. It's all people that are like, you know, witnessing them near other people. So, I wonder what there is to that. I don't know if it's something that happens and occurs like when they're far off into the wilderness or not, but over here it's like it's a very simple route of travel, and they can avoid people at the same time.
hmm. Well, I can speak for when it's out in the wilderness because the most of this state is about 78 or 79% forested. They travel wherever they want to. It doesn't make any difference. They go across somebody's yard at night or whatever. They just go right on and do it, unless they're next to a town. And then if they are, they kind of stay on the outskirts and get into dumpsters and stuff like that. But when it
Yeah,
comes to the big woods, they go where they want, north, south, wherever the deer are going. That's where they are.
yeah, agreed. Yeah, I've seen. I mean, I've seen them come right up to my house, and I live in suburbia, and it's really it used to be uncomfortable, but now I just look at it like I go up in their house, and as long as as long as they're, I don't mind it really. When I'm home alone, I don't mind it. It's really when the kids are around and stuff. I don't like when like they do stuff like banging on the house and stuff like that. But a lot of that was in the beginning, and it calmed down. Like they used to almost show off, like a window on each side of the house. They'd slap it at the same exact time. You know what I mean? So like it's like really far apart from each other
Mhm.
and just exact same time, and they I say slap, but it's loud, but a Bigfoot slap is loud, you know what I mean? Like it's really.
Oh yeah.
So even like when I got touched on my foot one time, and like it scared the crap out of me, like, but like to me it was hard, but to them it was probably not so hard, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You know, the size of their hand and the strength they have in their arms. Yeah, it don't
yeah,
them just doing something easy is like us doing it as hard as we can. Yeah.
yeah, right.
So, is there any other situation that you would like to, you know, some of you? I've been watching some of your videos, and I know you. In one video, you stuck your hand out trying to get them to come up and touch your hand. Uh, what happened? Did they see you or anything? Or
I got nervous. Um, I was like, when I leave a site, I like to take a selfie, like, so I know I was there, like, or I'll do a short like video of myself walking out, like after I've finished
Mhm.
filming. Something I just keep for myself. I have a side folder, and as I was doing that, about, it was gonna be like a 30-second walkout. I just happened to see something out of the corner of my eye, so I like took the phone and was trying to locate him like on the screen, and kind of when I did, I saw how close he was, and I started to reach back. But as I'm watching the phone and I saw how close I was getting, I kind of just retracted and got nervous, like, and just walked away. But um, I don't really know where that would have went. You know what I mean? I titled it "Bigfoot is Approachable" because I mean I approached it, but I backed out. So.
Well, that's it's hard to um, excuse me. It's you don't know what how they'll react to that. I mean, that's the biggest thing. We don't know how they're going to react at any particular time. So you have to be careful on it, and you have to be. I mean, it takes nerves of steel.
Yeah, there was really what went on was originally, like, I started and there was no real thought process involved, and then my mind went through scenarios, and that's what, it wasn't even fear, it was like a self psych out, and that's really what occurred more than anything, looking back. And there was people playing basketball nearby, and they were in their own world, but I mean, would they have even noticed if anything happened? I don't know, and that's the thing. I try to put a lot of trust in this, and I don't carry weapons or anything like that. I know a lot of people say that's nuts, but it's just kind of how I am. It's just kind of how I am now. Ever since I left combat, like, I just don't, I can't put my hands on them. I don't want to anymore. So it's just kind of something I do. I carry pepper spray for people. I'm more worried about encountering people out there on Long Island than I am anything else. So.
Right? Yeah, I understand. You never know how people are going to be one minute to the next. Um, so, is there anything you would like to say to people about these creatures, or what are you trying to do to get across to your viewers uh, on YouTube? And
Okay. Well, I guess I mean I I'm doing it anyway. It's like my passion. It's my hobby. It's my pastime. It's what I do
Mhm.
on my time. So I mean, I'm doing it anyway. So I mean, regardless of the ridicule, I share it. But if there was a message I would want to get across, it's that they are close to suburbia. They are close to us. You know, some people want
Mhm.
their own experiences. Some people don't. Um, you know, so either way you want it to be, I want people to realize how close they can be to us. Like, and you know, I've never had a bad encounter with them. You know, I don't view any of it as anything malicious, and that's just one other thing I like to get across is that you know, if that day comes, I'll be open and honest with it. You know, I'll tell you, look, this is what went down, and it was terrible, and you know, I re I renege on everything I said before, or you know, or like things have changed for that matter. But you know, for now, I just call them gentle giants because that's. And now there's other stuff out there that causes me, you know, qualms and worries, but that's another story.
Okay, Mike. This is about the time we'll start taking some questions. So if the viewers have questions, please put them in capital letters so I can catch them. I am past 50, guys. I'm not as great as or as fast as you think. Uh, computers are fairly new to this 50-year-old man, so bear with me. If y'all got comments or questions for Mike, go right ahead and ask them. Just put them in capital letters, please.
You're gonna put them up, right? Because I can't see them.
Yeah, I'll put them up on the screen. You can see them.
All right.
All right, we got one here for you, Mike.
What was my funniest encounter? Um,
Yeah.
I honestly, it happened. It might have happened like 2 days ago. I mean, I was walking and I was going into like a nest area, and I was looking like eye level and up, and I went to take my next step, and I mean I screamed at the top of my lungs over a baby bunny at my feet.
It
This little 6 ounce.
happens, buddy. It happens.
I guess I've had a lot of funny encounters. Uh, none other really come to mind more than that right at this moment.
Okay, Bomber's got a question for you there, Mike. Can you see it?
Yes, Mike, your latest video, there was a lot of gunshots. With your experiences, how do you cope with hearing that all the time? And when are you guys going to move up here to Canada? We have Sasquatch too, eh? Well, I don't cope with that well at all. I totally forgot going here because I was out at an Indian reservation today, and I really wanted to go back to this location, and I totally forgot that it was, you know, skeet shooting season or whatever, and I just went there and it was going off, and I really just had to really just, you know, push on and really just focus in on what I was doing, and just talking to the film. But the gunshots with my PTSD are not, you know, don't go very well. So,
But
oh,
when you going
Johnny,
to move to Canada?
when am I going to move to Canada? I don't know if that's a possibility with my my veteran status. I kind of need my benefits, even though they jerk me around on them. I kind of need them, but I'll come visit. How about that?
Okay. There's another one there for you, Mike.
Johnny Half. Any rock formations up there in Long Island? Not many. I do see some. Um, I saw a really cool one, and it was at my main one of my main local sites, and they built one of those weird, you know, impossible rock formations. There was actually like cinder blocks involved in it, and it was like a triangular one. It was like standing up, and it's really cool. I have pictures of it. I could show it to you later. I'll post it or something. But that's
Okay.
really the only. I don't see them very often though. I wish I did, but I don't.
Well, here's a compliment for you, Mike,
Oh,
from Jim Nance.
you're welcome, Jenny. Thank you. I appreciate anybody that's into Bigfoot. Whether even if you hate me, I don't care. As long as you're into Bigfoot, that's all that matters to me. That's my passion. You know, I understand. I appreciate that you like my story though. Thank you. Has anyone seen any with green eyes the size of a V? Green eyes the size of. Have I ever seen green-eyed Bigfoot? No, right? No, not yet. No, I haven't seen that. In the shape of a V.
Jeff has a question. Yeah, they're kind of like where they turn down a little bit down towards the nose. I believe that's what he means.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. No, I have not. I'm sorry. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? The largest creature I've ever seen. Oh man. Um, that would have to be. That would have to be in person. That was about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and I. It was a live stream on Facebook. I believe you could see me going into a nervous laughing fit. Um, when I realized it was there, somebody pointed it out too, which made it realer. But he was above 15. That was the biggest one.
About 15 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big one. That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Charge 71 has a question for you.
How close was my nearest encounter? That would have to be the one that the old bear was just talking about, probably. Other than on my own terms, at least, within a foot. Just about a foot. I mean, I've sat down with them too, but I closed my eyes and I couldn't. There's no way to guarantee and tell you that it's them sitting there and then doing interact because I have my eyes closed and I'm putting full blown trust in it, but. It's things like that. But the one we were just talking about, it's on the channel. I think it's called Bigfoot is Approachable. The ways back though in the videos.
Tyler Mullen wants to know if you've ever seen a dog man.
Yeah, you could let him in. Yes, I have. I think I was being naive to the fact that they were around, but they've really made a presence felt in the past month or so. I actually have a photo I haven't released yet of them very, very close to my house, and it's kind of uncomfortable. But yeah, I've seen them,
Yeah.
and they're around.
Karen wants to know. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. How often do I interact with the one I see most? So that would be Bubba. It was very often. It was every day for quite a while, for months on months, probably about 6 months. It was every day, and we at least documented wise, it was longer than that, really. But definitely since then, I haven't seen him as much because I haven't been over there as much, and it just really differs. So seasons change, nomadic stuff happens where they have to move around for certain reasons. So.
Okay, we got another for you, Mike. Can you see that?
Yeah, what is the smallest Bigfoot I've ever seen? The last video I posted was possible female Bigfoot, and I think that's what it was called. And she was with her juvenile, and I was actually going back to because I have a lot of new subscribers to the channel. So I was actually going back because one of the videos was getting a lot of activity, and I was like, I'll go back to the location to answer the questions. And when I went back, she was actually there with her juvenile still, and so that juvenile was, probably the size of a human infant. I mean, a human toddler, stop it, like a human 3-4-year-old or something like that. So very, maybe a couple of feet tall. Stop it, please, Gunner. Or the big
Crave Dog has a question for.
Oh, sorry, sorry, bro. Are the Bigfoot you encounter seem like they are more on the human or the ape-like? Well, Um, I don't, I don't, I don't have any ape encounters. Like they throw rocks, they tree knock, they do that kind of stuff. Um, Now they also have a really interesting gifting ability, almost like they know me, like almost better than people I know my whole life know me. Like they, so um, I would have to say they're you know more human than an ape to me. More of an intelligent being than an ape. Did I freeze? Did I freeze? What happened? I think I think he might have. Let me see if I can pull the chat up. Hang on. Bear froze. Yeah, okay. So he'll be right back, I guess. I think we lost Pappy Ponzo. I don't see him. Old Bear froze. I think Bear. Okay. I hope he comes back. Up there he goes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. Sorry about that, buddy.
No, you're good. You're good.
A little problem with the internet.
It's all good.
Does it every once in a while?
It's all right. I went into the chat to see if it was just me or them. So they said you froze. So I figured you'd come back.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's get you another question, Mike. Char 71 has another question for you.
When you said you've closed your eyes during your encounter, did you feel like you could run if needed? No. No. So when I do that, I sit down and I like literally like I sit down and um I'm like Reiki certified, so a lot of people meditate, and like that's only meditation's a common thing known. Reiki's kind of like a different aspect of that. So I kind of just sit there and I meditate for that matter, kind of like just get into peace and harmony and sit there and just wait, like put all my other senses out there, but I shut my eyes and just kind of feel everything out. So I don't really have an opportunity to run if I need to. No.
Scotty wanted to know what was your strangest gift?
I don't know. Let's actually here. I have two sitting right here. So I don't know. These just to go. So, I mean, here's a bone that's been like totally chewed down. I don't even know what it is. But this one was kind of weird. And then this one, I don't really know what it is either. So these are kind of these have been on my these have been actually at the forefront. That's why they're out. I've been kind of looking into these lately. So I don't even know what this belongs to. So those are kind of weird. Scotty B, good to see you too, bro. I'm sure there's plenty more I can't think of right now though. The marble I received, I only received one marble. I know marbles are kind of a big thing, but it came whipping out of a location we call the Locked World, and it rolled like really fast, but it stopped dead at my feet, like right at my toes. It stopped dead. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed it. Have they ever touched you while you're meditating? See, I believe so, but I can't say for sure. Because I am fully um, kind of like shut down. I don't open my eyes. I try not to do anything like that. But you know, people see them later, like in the videos. They say they see them, and I don't look back. You'll. One thing you'll learn about me is I don't look back at my videos ever. If you give me a timestamp and you want me to look at it, I will. But I don't watch my videos back ever. Anything I do is I just do it out there, and I move forward. I have a few people, including Sarah, that go through my videos for photos and stuff. That's what you guys see. But I just move on to the next thing. Next thing. Next thing.
Well, Mike, we got a long question, so I'm going to ask you a question, and I want your honest opinion on it.
Okay.
What do you feel personally that these creatures are?
Well, that's the $1 million question. So I think that they're personal. I think they have different families. I think that they are. Uh, I don't think they're apes, but I don't think they're humans. Um, I just think they're an intelligent being. What they are from that, I don't know. But I think they're definitely well above you know a chimpanzee, and it's hard to say because unfortunately, like a lot more things have been coming out. So there's so many more things I'm learning that are out here. So I'm kind of like
Mm-hmm.
I'm only in my first year. You know what I mean? So I'm really taking in a lot of things in a hurry. So I'm trying to weigh everything out. But I do think that they're intelligent, life forms, and that they're fully capable of understanding and interacting. I don't have a theory.
Okay,
I don't have a theory like Nephilim or anything like that.
okay. I just wanted to get your honest opinion on how you felt what they are. That was what I was looking for, and I appreciate it.
No, absolutely. Do you
Uh,
think they
JJ's got a
interact?
question for you, sir.
Um, do I think they interact more because of my Reiki? I do. Um, that's that's my personal opinion. I've shared that before. That and a few people have taken it on and they agree. Now, whether or not it's true, I don't know. Like it could just be also the same as like meditating. Like you could be allowing yourself to just disconnect from other crap and really take in what's going on around you and notice more. So, but I
Mm-hmm.
do think they're able to sense that. Yes. Have I ever heard one snort like a deer? Yeah. They mimic everything. And once you really spend a lot of time, you really notice most of the time. You really notice the difference between what they do and what's an actual animal.
Okay, got another one for you, Mike.
Crave dog. The Bigfoot seem to really trust you. How do you see your relationship in the future with them? I see it just going on their terms. People always get mad at me, like, or talk smack, if you will. Like, oh, look, there's a Bigfoot, you say, and you don't go near it, you don't run to it, da 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 da. Whatever they give me is what I take. So if they're 100 yards away, that's where they are. If they're near me, that's where they are, and that's just kind of how I take it at this point. So at this point in the future, that's where I guess it's hard to say, but hopefully it progresses into more. But we got to take it day by day. Loretta,
Loretta's got a question for you, Mike.
why do either of you think we are seeing them more these days? You want to answer? Or?
No, that one's all for you. You're here for the interview. We're gonna get your answer.
Well, so uh, obviously there's more. There's more social media. There's more cameras. Everyone has one on their phone. Bigfoot's being, um, commercialized a lot too. So it's becoming cool. It's becoming cool to wear Bigfoot merchandise and stuff like that, and all that stuff. So with that being, with that occurring, and more people having platform channels where they're sharing anonymous stuff, I think more people are just are becoming more comfortable with just putting it out there.
Okay. Here's another one for you, Mike.
Have they ever been close to your family, wife, and child? And does your dog get scared? My dog doesn't get scared, really. One or two occasions he has, and both times it was raining. And I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but most of the time he's very, he's very normal. He's except when he's in the yard, he's a little more like, territorial, I would say. But yes, my 4-year-old son has seen Bubba, and they've been around. Yeah, they've been around my family. I've brought them out and stuff. The kids love it. Sarah goes with me. We have a good time. So they've all been experienced. They've all been exposed to it.
Okay.
Have they?
Take a shot at this one.
See, Jarvis, have they ever made you so nervous that you have left the air? Yes, absolutely, 100%, 100%. Fear. I've been to Afghanistan. A fear will save your life. Um, so,
Yeah.
um, one instance, looking back, I talked to some seasoned researchers. Like if I needed to, I would talk to Old. I'd be like, listen, I don't know what just happened, but I know you've probably been through so let me bounce this off you. So the guys that I talked to, that day, they were like, listen, we believe you were in a grave, like graves. There was graves around, and they didn't want you there. And, so uh, another time I was herded out by a bunch of them. They would knock and rock tossed me out of there till I got to my car. So for whatever reason, they do make me nervous, yes. And it's usually at night or at dusk or things like that, because you lose that whole sight thing. So
Right. Take another one from Charge 71, would you?
would you be comfortable going to another state and do your type of research? Thanks, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. You know, I would love to, honestly. I actually had my first sighting in at Fort Benning in Georgia, and I was not I don't know if it was my first sighting, but I had the first one I remember, and I was told it was a 600-pound boar, and I kind of argued it, but I didn't argue it because they were MPs, military police, and I couldn't really argue with them at the time, and I bought it to an extent, but looking back, it was a Bigfoot on all fours, and you know, I could have kind of been looking back, I could have kind of been on this road a lot sooner had I looked into that sooner. But I
Mm-hmm.
kind of just bought the bullshit and forgot about it for a little while. But yeah, I'd be happy to go to other states and do it. Sure.
Yeah, the only problem is arguing with MPs. They tend to want to throw you in the brig.
There you go.
All right, we got another one for you, Mike.
Has he had any activity inside his home, paranormal or otherwise, slaps on the house? Yes. Any activity in his home? Yes. Paranormal? Yes. Otherwise, yes. Slaps on the house? Yes. So slaps on the house and on the fence and all that. Absolutely. Um, Paranormal, yes. I don't know if they're connected, but Otherwise, yes, as well. I've had gifts show up inside the house. Um, I couldn't tell you how it happens. Couldn't tell you. Um, been literally thinking about something or asking questions, and I don't know. Like one time where I was sitting and thinking about the questions all day, I got up and left and came back, and I don't eat Taco Bell. I don't get sauce packets, and there was a sauce packet that had the answer to the question I needed sitting in the seat I was sitting in. There was nothing there before. Nobody was home. Stuff like that. I mean, I know it might sound crazy and silly, and people try and find some kind of way to say, "Oh no, that could have been, had to be something else and somebody else." But you know, when you experience it for yourself over and over again, you know, you really just got to chalk it up to the fact that there's something else going on here. Albert
Okay.
Trent,
Yeah, this.
what do you think they are mainly eating? I know LI is loaded with rabbits and deer. Yeah, they are loaded with rabbit and deer. I I really I really don't know, to be honest with you. Like everyone has an opinion. Like don't feed them this, don't give them that, don't give them snacks. Like one thing I do know is that they're personal. Like and they don't eat what they don't want. Like I gave them in the beginning of research, I gave them oranges, and I gave it to them over a 20-mile vicinity. And at the end of that week, I was coming to the trailhead, and there was 2 dozen oranges in a pile at all different stages of expiration from the whole, from the whole week I had given them to. And they put them all in one spot. Boom, here. We like as if we don't like these, don't bring them back. So, um, I give them peanut butter. They don't take it, but I hear people say they love peanut butter. So, I mean, I think they do eat, the regular stuff for themselves, like berries and nuts and if they need to, deer and squirrel and rabbits and probably frogs and
Mhm.
whatever else they need to eat, fish, etc. Because there's plenty of fish and rivers and lakes and streams, and um, I'm sure they do all that kind of stuff too. But you know, I'm pretty sure they have access to a lot of people's stuff, quite a bit of people's stuff because of the overpopulation. So
Uh, well, Mike, is there anything that you want to, any way you want to plug your channel tonight? I mean, there's 96 people watching. I mean, I would recommend your channel in a heartbeat to anybody that wants to understand where the Bigfoot are next to home, next to a big city like that.
that I mean that's good enough a plug for me. I mean I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everyone and anybody that's interested in Bigfoot. Period. I appreciate you. Whether you watch it on my channel, whether you watch Old Bear, whether you watch, I don't care where you watch them. I don't care where you learn about them. As long as that's the case, that makes me happy because this is just it's just my passion. Like I always say, I'm gonna do it anyway. So if you want to join me, come join me. But um, I mean that's all I got. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on.
Hey, I mean, it was my pleasure to have you on, bud. I you're common sense, no BS kind of investigator, and that's the type that we need. Uh, Without that type of person, people trying to, say this is Bigfoot, that's Bigfoot, or anything like that, and putting doubt on the subject is what we don't need in this type of investigation.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So, Mike, if you'll hang out backstage, I'm going to end the show, um, and I'll be right with you, buddy. I appreciate you coming on.
All
Too
right.
bad your wife didn't come on.
She's with our newborn. I know. We'll get her next time.
All right,
All right.
buddy.
Thank you, thank you,
Um,
thank you. Take care, guys.
just hang out backstage for me, please.
Gotcha.
Uh, all right, guys, this is going to end the interview for tonight. Big guy, he does a great job on doing investigations of Bigfoot, and I'd appreciate if everybody would go and subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of good investigations. He points out, structures, and like you said before, he checks them out. He don't just say, a tree leaning against another one is something Bigfoot done. And it looks like I got a question here, and I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Um, Joe Parker, you want to know where I got my Bigfoot background? Well, I got my Bigfoot background by seeing one at age 16, and uh, which happened back in 1984, and I've been looking for them for 30 plus years here in the state of West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky. Here lately, I've gone to North Carolina. I've done other investigations in Indiana with the Indiana Bigfoot organization, research organization out there in Indiana. We did some stuff like that out there, and I look. I'm a truck driver, so I get accounts of Bigfoot from other truck drivers, and they see him right off the side of the interstate or some little road that they have to go down to a customer or whatever. And that's how I got my background, by just being nosy. And sometimes that's a detriment to my own safety, but I would much rather be me to be harmed than anyone else. And that's why I do these, interviews, and why I do these accounts of Bigfoot on YouTube. No one to get harmed, and you got to be careful. They can change on you in an instant. So I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight, and we thank you for coming. And like I said, look for us next Saturday night around 7, 8 o'clock. We'll put out a notice when we're going to have a live interview with Manimal Research, and we'll see you guys next weekend and all. And I have another account of Bigfoot for you. I'll probably put that up maybe Sunday or Monday. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Take your time and listen to it. It's a pretty good one. You should really listen to this one. Uh, so may God bless you all. Y'all have a good night.